Couldn't tell if that was my daughter or my chair. I think it was my chair. This is my first time filming one of these. I read a ton of books, like 15 books a month. And so I figured, why not make a channel about it? We'll see. We'll make videos. We'll see how it goes. But I've never made a TBR. And I love watching TBR videos because I love to make plans and I love to see what other people's plans are. So I printed out some prompts and put them in a jar. And I'm gonna pick some. I think I'm gonna do 10. I read, I think I just said, about 15 books a month. Half of those are audiobooks, I'd say. So we'll see how it goes, but this whole shelf, it's very tall. There's stuff on top too, are all books that I have not read, and I have even more in another cabinet in the house. They're all tucked away so the kids can't get them. These are all unread. I'll have to do a video counting how many books there are on these shelves that are unread. But I want to make a dent in them. So hence TBR, jar, bowl video. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. I like fantasy, romantasy, romance. That's pretty much it. That's basically all that's on here. I do read some nonfiction, like self-help, psychology, parenting books. So one of these prompts I think is like a nonfiction book. So if that comes up, I'll pull out some options. But let's go ahead and just do it. All right. Everyone always makes like a big show of mixing them up, but they're all random. And I can't see them, so. All right, the first one. Oh, good. Listen to an audiobook on Audible. So I think I have a few options, and I can't, of course, pull this up on my phone because I'm recording on my phone. I didn't think that through when I wrote that prompt. Let me log into my Audible. Please hold. I'll cut this all out so you don't have to watch it all. And I did differentiate Audible and Libby because I rent a lot of my audiobooks from the library, so that's cool. I've got a lot of options here for exciting ones that I've been wanting to get to. Wow, there's so many that I want to read. Okay, I'll just throw out some of like my top ones. One is Love Mom by Ileana Zander. This is a thriller, which I don't do a lot of thrillers. I don't like being scared. I usually like just want to know what happens, but this one was getting really good ratings, so I got the Audible for it. So potentially that. Another one is Caught Up, which is the third book in the Windy City series by Liz Tomford. I really liked the first two, so interested in doing that one. Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. Someone said this is like, what is it, like romantic suspension, so that could be a fun one. Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I want to watch the movie, possibly movie, I don't know, but I've also heard it's great. I love her books. Her books are great. The women, so good. Let's see, which one? I think because of my shelves and the fact that I don't have any thrillers on there, I think I'm gonna pick Love Mom and see how I like that one, because since I know there won't be any other thrillers. All right, so first book is Love Mom. A book in a different season than the one you're in. I'm holding this up like you can read it. Ooh, you don't care to read it, so I won't do that. Let me grab a few and then show them to you. All right, I've grabbed a few. A couple that are like super obvious. And then some, this one I'm not really sure about. I'm assuming Carly Fortune. I'm assuming this is a summer. Assuming summer. It's spring here. Granted, I live in Arizona, so it's like 90. But I'm assuming that this is a summer one, so possibly this one. But I could also just go like totally the opposite direction so that I know it's the wrong season. The Bear and the Nightingale. This is by Catherine Arden, and I'm pretty sure this is winter. Actually, I think all three of these give winter vibes. I don't know if they're actually set in winter, but they give winter vibes. Six of Crows. I can't believe I've read this one. This one also seems wintry, but again, I could be totally wrong. It just seems cold. It seems cold on the cover. The one that I'm leaning toward is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Bachman? It's gotta be Bachman, right? I should just look it up. Every time I watch people mispronounce names, I'm like, why don't they just look it up? And here I am, because I don't want to look it up. That's why. I think I'm gonna go with Beartown, assuming that this is at least partially set in winter since they play hockey and they need the ice to be icy in order to do that. So unless they're inside, I don't know. We're going with this as winter. So I'm gonna read Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Frederick Bachman for my second pick. All right, prompt 3. A book under 300 pages. A little short one. Let me just grab a couple short ones and then we'll decide. Let's see. Whoa, that's way longer than it looks like. 364. Go back to this one. You gotta be kidding. Wait. 305. But I'm gonna keep it out because that might be your best bet. Ooh. The do-over, let's see. 285. This might be the one. I was gonna check God Killer, but that one is missing. I know I have it. So it's either in my other cupboard or my daughter ran off with it, which is quite possible. Okay, A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson is $2.92. Ooh, okay, which one? It seems like a bit of a Groundhog's Day, Valentine's Day over and over again, which kind of makes me want to save it for Valentine's Day next year. So I think I'm gonna go with A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. No clue. So, Dracula's wife? Dracula's girlfriend? I don't know. Just when people say that they love a book and it changed their life or like it's their favorite ever, I get it. I buy it. Especially if I see it on a book outlet. That's an issue for me. All right, that was 3. So let's do prompt 4. Read a classic. All right, let me go grab my classics. Of course, I did find God Killer, and it is 300 pages. However, I don't really need to get into another series, so I'm going to stick with Dowry of Blood. All right, as far as my classics, I have Emma and Little Women. Both are terrifying. Oh my gosh, look at the font. Look how tiny it is. It's tiny. I think what I'd do with both of these is like do a combination of audio and reading. That's always nice. This one's 390 pages, at least in this book. And then, ooh, this one seems to be fewer pages. I'm gonna go with Little Women. It has smaller pages. I mean, bigger, you know what I'm saying. The words don't even cover the full page. There's fewer words and fewer pages. And it has a cute little bookmark attached. So for my fourth book, I'm gonna do Little Women. All right, prompt 5. A book published in 2023. Maybe I'll look at some that like I've really been wanting to read, and we'll check. Heavenly Bodies, is that a 2024? 2021, all right. Shows how much I know. Familiar? This might be 2024. 2024. So I need one that's recent, but not too recent. The Will of the Many. Ooh, 2020. So excited to read that one. What was that face? Babel. 22. New, but not too new. I know there's more of these out, so maybe 2023. Okay, totally different vibes. So that could be fun. So I'm gonna go between these two. And I think because I already have like some pretty serious and long and intense ones, maybe not long, but pretty serious ones, I'm gonna go with Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. Fun romance. I like her stuff. I've read the Dreamland Billionaires one, so I'm excited to try this one, which is probably shocking given how excited I was when I picked up The Will of the Many. That's 5. So 6. Go buy a book from a local bookstore. That is very exciting. Cool. Cool, cool. We have a bookstore near us called Changing Hands, and I've got some book credits from there, so I will go there and pick a book, and I'll put in a clip of which book I pick out. Prompt 7. An epic fantasy. So I took that to mean just like not a romantasy. So let me pull out some options. Could always go Brandon Sanderson, Will of Ascension. I've started it. I have such a hard time with these ones, but part of me is tempted to try a different Brandon Sanderson. Also pretty thick though. My knee's popping. All right, so aside from Brandon Sanderson, I can do Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff or Malice by John Gwynne. I also have the other John Gwynne. I don't know what it is, but I think I'd start with this. I don't know. What do we recommend? What do we think? I think I'm gonna go with Empire of the Vampire. Just feel like it just sounds good. It's very floppy. I really like the feel of this book. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm assuming it's about vampires. If you want book synopses, I'm not your girl. Partially because when I'm watching TBR videos, like I don't want you to read the back. That's no fun. Like I can look it up if I haven't heard of it. And then if you want to know what it's about, I can do a recap in a wrap-up video. Okay, so book 8. These are big books though. A book you bought because you love the cover. My favorite, I'm obsessed. I don't even have to, I'm not gonna pull other ones because this is the most beautiful edition of any book I've ever seen. Immortal by Celine Tan. I saw someone with this edition. It's from Waterstones. They were out of stock, but I kept checking and it came back in stock. So if at first you don't succeed, try again. And don't just never give up. And you too could have your favorite book edition ever. And it's just so pretty. I'm excited to read it. Again, no idea what it's about. Her books are just beautiful. They sound like whimsical. I'm excited. I'll let you know. 2 more. Here's 9. A book published in the 2010s. I'm gonna have to just like pull some out and see. Some ones from maybe like older book talk, classic book talk books, right? Poppy War was 2018, so that could be an option. I mean, these are like classic book talk books. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, 2011. All right, some other ones that I'm like really excited for. Let's see. I saw Throne of the Fallen, and that reminded me that I want to try Kingdom of the Wicked, so let's check that. 2020, not quite. The Deal by Elle Kennedy. 2015. So given my current stack, let's see, I've got fantasy, romance, classic, fantasy, literary fiction, and thriller. I think I'm a little short on romance. You just call that romance now? Yeah. So I'm gonna try The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I also have this one on Audible. I might do like a handoff situation. I don't know if you guys ever do that. Sometimes I'll like listen to it while I'm reading it, and then if I have to go do something, I'll just keep listening to it. And then sometimes like I don't have my AirPods or I don't want to put AirPods in. or like noise. I just want silence. So then I'll just read it. And I really enjoy doing it that way. All right, last one. I was hoping to find, my daughter was helping me fold them, and she is 2.5, so she doesn't know how to fold. So I'm gonna, in honor of her trying so hard to help me, gonna go with the one that she crumpled up here. I don't know what it is, so it still counts as random. Your highest rated books on your Goodreads TBR. And this is that I own, and that is obviously out and available. It's always funny to me when things like are not published yet and they have ratings. I get that arcs happen, but sometimes people just be like, I'm so excited, 5 stars, and it's like, you haven't read it. Okay, the top one is Of Empires and Dust, which is from The Broken and the Bound by Ryan Cahill, which I'm so excited, so excited to read. Amazing fantasy series, but I don't own that yet. It's they only out on Kindle right now, and I haven't bought it yet, so I will do that. Or it's also on Kindle Unlimited. So, all right, you're not going to believe it, but the top rated one at 4.67 is The Way of Kings. So we're adding another fantasy book to the list. So the chances of me getting through all of these, like fantasy ones, like they slow me down. So hopefully some of these will go quicker. Hopefully some I can find on audio so I can do both at the same time, because that speeds it up as well. But as I mentioned, I've got 2 little girls, and I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I read when I can, which is usually when they're napping, which right now I'm filming. I'm not reading, so I might be losing some of that time. And then after they go to bed at night, sorry, tucking everything away. Or like at the gym, I'll read too. So I try to squeeze it all in, but yeah, sometimes these thick ones, they take a lot of brain power. So those ones are a bit slower, but I'm so excited. Let me run through them again so we know what we have. I'm gonna go backwards because my stack is stacked here. All right, so we got Brandon Sanderson, The Way of Kings, Elle Kennedy, The Deal, Sue Lynn Tan, Immortal, Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff, Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, A Dowry of Blood by S.J. Gibson, A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson, Bertan by Frederick Bachman, and then my Audible one is Love Mom by Ileana Zander. I will do a wrap up at the end of the month, let you know which ones I read, which ones I like and recommend, and maybe tell you what they're about, and we'll see how many from this stack of 10 that I'm able to read. No pressure. All right, thanks for watching.